Welcome to another day of a year in miracles. Today we are on A Course in Miracles workbook lesson number 262. So today's lesson is, let me perceive no differences today. Father, you have one Son, and it is He that I would look upon today. He is your one creation. Why should I perceive 1,000 forms in what remains as one? Why should I give this one 1,000 names when only one suffices? For your Son must bear your name, for you created him. Let me not see him as a stranger to his Father, nor as stranger to myself. For he is part of me and I of him. And we are part of you, who are our source, eternally united in your love, eternally the Holy Son of God. We who are one would recognize this day the truth about ourselves. We would come home and rest in unity. For there is peace, and nowhere else can peace be sought and found. And that's it. That is our lesson for today. Let me perceive no differences today. And as I was reading this lesson earlier, it reminded me of this dream I had. I always have these vivid dreams, and I get a lot of messages in my dreams. And, as Course in Miracles says, this is a dream, right? We think we're separated, but we're still part of that one mind of God that is dreaming this dream of separation, right? But in our sleep states, right, during this dream, we also have dreams, right? And I remember this dream I had about this red-headed woman who had a very thick German accent. And I was sitting across from her at this table, and for some reason she was yelling at me, and I couldn't figure out why she was so angry. And, she had this really thick German accent, and she's going, "What is the matter with you?" And she was yelling at me, and she had this really curly red hair. And, I looked at her and I said, you and I are one. You don't need to be angry, just be love. And she was still yelling at me. And I said, you and I are one because we're the same person. And I said, actually, I'm dreaming you right now, so you really are me because I'm making you up in my head. And she smiled and just poof, she just disappeared from my dream. And I remember thinking how interesting that was when I woke up, that I acknowledged that I was the one mind making her up in my dream with all those really different characteristics. Nothing like me, redhead, angry, yelling at me in this really thick German accent. And I thought, wow, how interesting that I looked at her, acknowledged that we were one because my one mind was creating her in my dream, and then she just smiled and disappeared. So in a way, we can kind of look at everyone today as just part of that one mind, right? Regardless of what they look like, how they're acting, what they're saying. And I think sometimes dreams teach us that, right? It's a practice. As we're practicing A Course in Miracles, we start playing with the idea, what if we are really all one mind? What if that is true? What would that look like, right? And I think sometimes in our dreams, it helps us to envision what that would look like if we were actually believing that we are part of that one mind, and how we could just change our reality just by acknowledging, you're me. You don't need to be angry at me. You are me. I am you, right? Poof. The whole grievance just disappears. Didn't make any sense anyway, right? You're just arguing with yourself because you're making it up. So maybe try that out today. And, in your mind, look around and say, you are all me today, showing up in different ways. You're all a part of me. What am I supposed to learn from this today? What am I supposed to learn from this grievance? Maybe this act of kindness, maybe this act of empathy, right? We're all learning from each other. perhaps we could take a look at that today and see how things show up differently for us today. It's a practice, right? Like everything else. I was taking a yoga class the other day and we were working on some arm balances. And I was remembering when I first started yoga 15 years ago and how, gosh, it thought, I am never going to get this. I'm never going to be able to do this thing. And everybody else here seemed to be able to do it so easily. And just practicing and practicing and practicing. And then once you get it, it's like your body always knew how to do it. And then you remember it. And I think A Course in Miracles is kind of similar to that, right? Practice, practice, practice. And once you get it, it's like, oh, that's what it's saying. And then your world changes, right? Everything just becomes easier when you can see it through the eyes of love. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson today. Let me perceive no differences today. See how you are showing up in everyone you see today, right? So great to see all of you here on the live feed. Thank you for joining this beautiful morning. Good morning, Carl. Hey, Barb. Great to see you here this morning. Hi, my sissy. Always wonderful to see you on the live feed. Hey, Cindy. Great to see you here. Good morning, David. Wonderful to see you here this morning. Hi, Claire. Good morning, Colette. Hi, Jody. Great to see you here. Michael, so good to see you on the live feed. Good morning, everyone. One name, one son, one daughter, one source, one rest. Yeah, that's right, Vera. And it's a practice, right? It's a practice. So practice seeing yourself in different people today. Let me perceive no differences today. Good morning, Patricia. Great to see you here on the live feed. Good morning, Gerardo. Thanks for joining again today. Hey, Brett. Nice to see you here on the live feed. How I look at Donald Trump, I am learning a lot. You know, it's just like that with everybody. You know, try to perceive everyone as part of that one mind of God. And what are they here to teach you, right? Maybe compassion, love, more love. Teaching us how to be more loving. Because it's all part of the one mind, just showing up, right? In different forms, in different ways. But it's really just still you. Good morning, Name. Nice to see you here this morning. Hey, Pam. Good to see you on the live feed. Good morning. Good morning, Jim. Good to see you here this morning. Hi, honey. Nice to see you on the live feed this morning. I know I love this practice too, don't you, Claire? It's just great, right? And I know you're a yogi, right? You probably totally get what I'm talking about, like the arm balances and different things in yoga. And you know what? You show up differently every day, right? Like sometimes life seems a little bit lighter and a little bit easier, and other times it's a little tougher, right? But it's just remembering to love yourself and let go of, you know, being so hard on yourself and trying to understand all of this. Just a little willingness. A Course in Miracles says just takes a little willingness. And then the source, the one mind that we're connected to, will do the rest. It's kind of like open yourself up to it and it just takes you there. So enjoy this practice today. Let me perceive no differences today. A Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 262. And I will see you all back tomorrow morning again for our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, I hope you do something where you can enjoy your day and bring some joy and happiness into your day. You know, that's the most important thing. Even if you have a job that you're not crazy about, even if you have to face a difficult situation or you're dreading doing something today, find that happiness somewhere in your day today, because really your only function is happiness, right? Just bring a little bit of that light and then the light will do the rest. It will open up new possibilities, new opportunities, and new doors for you today. So enjoy this lesson and I will see you back tomorrow morning. Thanks again for joining, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.